Hello! So today we are making fried rice. It's very simple. As a professional that you work and then you come home and then you have to put food on the table, right? So therefore we will have fried rice as quick as possible. So quick fried rice is actually doesn't take that long to cook. So today the ingredients. Our ingredients is very simple because my kid don't eat vegetables much. So therefore we have rice, we have a little meat. This is actually a leftover, but you can use it. We have 4 eggs. 4 eggs for 2 people might be a bit much so I try to limit around 2 eggs per person per day. So therefore that's about it. And we have some green onions actually just for myself. So the rice wise, you don't need a lot. If you cook, for the 2 of us, we usually just have 1 cup of rice. And the key to cook fried rice, the rice you don't want too much water to be in. So you want it to be the water mark will go a little less than 1 to be fine. And you want, after you cook it, you want to let it stay, just let it sit after it's all done cooking. And then we can prep it like that. So, and this is leftover rice, by the way. You don't have to use leftover rice, we just happen to have leftover rice today. So therefore we start cooking. And you have a wok, we all have a wok. The wok, you need to preheat it to the point that it is, when you have your hand around it, you can feel all the heat. And that is good. It should be medium high heat to high heat. The restaurant stove are extremely hot. So therefore the restaurant stove high heat is extremely high heat. Our high heat is to there around medium or medium high-ish. So therefore actually the whole time if you control your rice right, you can actually keep it on high heat all the time. If it's too hot, you can turn it down to medium hot. So therefore we put down some the sequence is we put down some oil, and then the egg goes in, the rice goes in, and then some salt, pepper, and then I'll show you guys. So for fried rice, you might need a little bit more than usual for the oil, and you can tell the pot is really hot by all the smoke and everything, and that is a good sign. And at this time, so when you have your eggs go down. And my spatula is somewhere else. Right here. And then if it's a little bit too hot, you can turn it a little bit down. And then you can actually, the reason why we put down the egg first is because later on it will actually help to have the rice being separated. And also 4 eggs, if you have 2 eggs, so after you cook, you don't actually have a lot of egg pieces. They are all crumbed up, so 4 eggs will give you a little bit more. So I like that to keep having the eggs actually have big pieces in. And the rice goes in. Now a lot of people have problem with the rice that they don't get separated. The trick is press it down. It's fine. You press it down and then you mix it with the egg. And this is the moment you can feel a lot of heat is being lost. So you turn it back on to high heat. Press down the rice, and then that way, look, there should be no rice sticking on the wok. If you have rice sticking on the wok, that means your wok is not hot enough. And then at this time, I'm going to put a little bit of salt. You don't have to put a lot at the end because I'm going to use soy sauce. So you don't have to put a lot of salt in. You put a little bit of pepper in. I just do a little bit, like around that much. So it will give it a little spicy kick. Because oftentimes, like cooking all the other food, that if you put too much in, you cannot go back. And the thing is, you should be able to see, you see the rice will be jumping. Jump for me, my rice. And they'll be moving and jumping. If they are moving and jumping, then they are right. And now you can also see, because there are 4 eggs, so you can see they are actually good big pieces of egg chunks. And I like that. Then we can have, if they are all jumping and so, then that means the rice is just right. They are heated up, they are not burnt. They have a right toasted feeling. They take up all the heat in the very beginning. And this is the part where you can have a little bit of the soy sauce like that. Spray it all around. You don't want too much in. Some people may thought I just put too much down. But if you actually look, after you spread it all around, you'll see it's just lightly coated on all the rice. The coloring should be just a little bit, it should not be too much. And now you can really see the rice jumping or moving. Jump to me. Okay, oh. You can see they are moving, jumping. And you don't want to cook too long for it. Because this is a process just to caramelize it. And then we put the pork down. This is actually a little leftover. It's okay. And the whole time it will be just like this. And the rice and all the cooking will warm up all the pork too. If you don't have leftover pork, you can choose ham. Or you can have another wok. Actually, I have 2 woks. The reason I have 2 woks is because the other wok can actually cook the meat. After you're done with the meat, then you can just dump the meat over. It's fine too. And in that way, it's done. If some people, they like to put a little more cooking rice in it, you can put onions in it. I'll put green onions at the end to go with it, that's fine too. And this is the bowl of rice that I cooked for my son. You should not see a lot of smoke or a lot of oil coming out. And if you smell something burnt, that means your fire is too hot. And that means you can actually just, I'm not sure if you guys saw some of the rice actually flew out, so they're all bouncing. And this is the product. And then I'm gonna, for mine, I'm gonna add some more green onions in. I like the flavor coming out. You can now turn off the fire because the wok itself is actually still very hot. And then while you're cooking, you can actually smell the flavor of the stuff that you added by green onion. Next time I will do other things like cooking with real rice. That you can definitely use the rice you just cooked. It's fine. A lot of people, there's a myth. A lot of people use leftover rice is because of the way how they are dry, more dried, and so you can control that by putting less water in. It does depend on what type of grain of rice you use. I use Japanese grain here. Some people prefer the jasmine Thai grain. It all depends on how much water content it has in. And Japanese rice holds more water. Thai rice holds a little less. Mexican rice holds a little less too. That all depends. So if you control the water content, control the heat, and then everything will come out right. And thank you for watching, and I hope you guys all enjoy the fried rice.